Badgers. Okay, part two of the two canvases I got, cashing in my end of year rewards points from Dreamer Design. So if you missed the first part, I did an unboxing of Coming Home for the Holidays by Imagine It. I think that's the name that did the original art for that. That will be linked down below. This second one, I'm doing Waterfall Retreat by Yuri Krushch, I think it is. So I looked on Dreamer Designs last night to see how their canvases were doing as far as stock, because I mentioned in the Coming Home for Holidays video that deer one was in low stock. This one was also marked as low stock at least a couple days ago. Now, I think when I checked it yesterday, it's showing out of stock currently. But this thing was only listed for, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, and it already sold out apparently. So I don't know for sure, obviously. I don't have those kind of connections, but I have a pretty good feeling that they're probably going to do at least a second run on this pretty soon, because this one went crazy fast. So I'll still put the link down below, and if you go and check it, you'll see typically they have a information bar in there where you can put your email, and they will email you when they get it back in stock if they do a rerun reprinting on this. And that's a good resource to have, because you'll get you'll get the notification that much sooner. I've been able to get some canvases pretty quick that way, because even when they do the notifications, everybody jumps on those notifications because there's a bunch of people waiting. And usually there's a thing on there that will tell you so many people put this on their wait list. They'll show you a number. So you'll kind of get an idea of how many people are watching it. And that can also give you an indication of how closely you should be watching it if you're interested in it. So yeah, it's just one of those things. One thing I do like about Dreamer Designs, though, is they don't do the thing that irritates me about Diamond Art Club, that does the mad rush of we only have a handful of these, and priority is going to be given to certain people and all that kind of stuff with the influencers and all that. The way Diamond Art Club does all that, it kind of irks me a little bit. I get that they do it for the exclusivity factor and people feel like they're getting something special, but the way the exclusivity factor, the way it naturally excludes some people out of enjoying a craft, it just bugs me. So yeah, side rant. Anyway, so we're going to unbox this one, Waterfall Retreat. This is what I was talking about with like when I did the winter one yesterday, and then I said I had a bright, rainbowy, colorful garden one coming up. So I'm curious to see what all is going on this box, because this one and the deer one came packaged together in a nondescript box that, naturally had the mailing label and everything on it. But when I went to pull them both out, for some reason, this one was exceptionally much heavier than the other one. And I don't think it's the same size, I think, as the deer one. It's just, I don't know what's going on with this one, that it felt so much heavier when I went to lift it out of the delivery box. So we're going to see. I don't think they did anything special with the, what do you call it? The kit that comes in it. Usually the kits don't really change. But yeah, this is another 60 by 80. So as you can see, it came wrapped. It was in this box, came wrapped in the fabric box, because I don't think I tend to do the actual, I usually do this part off camera, the actual unboxing part. So you see, I mentioned this in the other video yesterday, how they do a little bow on there. So they do a really nice packaging job. Move that out of the way. Do I have this right side up? Yes. Okay. All right. As always, your information little booklet sheet tells you how to do it if you're new to diamond art, what to do with the wax and all that, and then 15% off code if you want to download their app. You get 15% off your next purchase. Your sticker sheet with the DMC coloring labels. You can put these on bags, you can put these on plastic containers, however you organize your drills when you work on a project. Some stickers, and then this is your sticker image for your workbooks if you do workbooks, or you can just, I don't know, save it and put it in a journal. I don't know, whatever you want to do with it. you have a sticker image to work off of. So there's that. We'll take a look at the toolkit real quick just to make sure there's not anything special. I think it's probably, yeah, it's pretty much the same kit that's always in here. Bag of bags, your tweezers, your squishies, the sparkle pens, the little tubs of wax. You got a couple different placers in here and a row straightener. And then this bar is if you want to do any sort of separation system in the tray here. This just clicks over the top of the, let me see if I can do it over. It just clicks over the top of the tray like that. So yeah, same toolkit as always in the fabric drawstring bag. So we breeze through that part. Okay, now to the actual canvas here. So this one I figured I would try because there are a number of canvases that have this sort of landscapey feel as far as like the deer and the fish and the ducks and all that. I tend to like a lot of those, but I'm very hesitant to get them simply because it's really hard to get the animals to come out really nice usually. Even on larger canvases, it's just a lot of times there's things in the foreground that they print so small that it's hard to get the shape just right unless you go really big with it. And that's one of the little irks of mine when I work on a project is if I'm doing a water scene, I'll still do the projects sometimes if I like the overall image enough. But yeah, I have some that have like lake scenes or waterfall scenes that are similar to this, and you'll get like the little ducks at the bottom of the pool, or you'll have like a little squirrel or something real small down on the rocks or something like that. And it's just a little, it doesn't necessarily like always detract me from working on the project, but it's just when I look at it when it's done, it'll bug me because it'll be so small and it'll look sort of Lego-y when the rest of the canvas will be very much in detail. So that is one thing I look for with canvases like this, is what do the little animals look like. But luckily with this, you have one big deer over here. It's on camera. One big deer over here with the antlers. Overall, I think that's the biggest animal. The rest is little butterflies floating around. And the butterflies look big enough. I think they're going to come out just fine. That's another one that I'm a little bit careful with when I look at canvases in smaller sizes, is there's a lot of canvases that are really pretty as far as the actual image when you see the butterflies. But when you go to work on it, sometimes, especially when there's like a whole cloud of them, you'll get like the bigger butterflies will look really nice, and then you'll get some that'll be smaller than this that'll just look like little gnats flying in the background or something, and that'll bug me too. But all of the butterflies on here look pretty good. There's also a little, I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't look like a blue jay because the front of it is sort of brownish colored. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what bird that is exactly, but there is a little blue and kind of orangish toned bird up here. But other than that, pretty much just butterflies floating around as far as I know. Let me check the image real quick. Make sure I'm not missing something. No, that looks like it. So I'll show you the blue bird up in the corner there. See it, I don't know. It kind of has the coloring of a blue jay, but I don't know, the face looks a little bit different. So I'm not entirely sure what kind of bird that is, but see, you have the buck in the corner and then a bunch of different butterflies floating around the water. And then, of course, pretty much the star of this image is the bright white gazebo there. And that was the big appeal for me, as I'm sure it was for a lot of people, because it's very like serene, magical kind of feeling. There's something about it that my grandmother, a few years ago, once she started, she's a few months shy of being a century old. Once she got into like her early 90s and her body was slowing down more and more, because she used to be super active with walking and hiking and traveling and all of that. But once she hit her 90s, she was still active, but it was considerably slower naturally. And once she started pulling back on being super active and she was resting more and all that, one of my uncles got her an iPad. And I'm not sure how it happened, because I don't think any of my aunts or uncles are into this per se, as far as I know. But somehow my grandma got really into K-dramas and C-dramas, and the whole like historicalness of all of that, which it kind of makes sense, because that was my grandma's educational specialty, was history and languages, as it was mine when I went into school. But yeah, that was one thing that we sort of bonded on, because I had also watched a lot of those and gotten into anime, and also I'd done some watching of like Turkish dramas and stuff, and my grandma loves Turkey. That's one of her favorite places she's traveled to. So something about this kind of made me think of the overall feel of some of the C-dramas I've watched, the very like historical, fantastical ones, where there's like a lot of mythology weaved into it, and there's like all these, cherry blossom, lush landscapes and all of that. Kind of reminded me of all that. And gazebos are just nice. Like if you don't look at a gazebo or a sweet park bench or something like that and get a little warm, cozy, oh, that's sweet kind of feeling, like, can I just ask who hurt you? I kid. I know it's like, everybody's got their own style, but I love all that stuff. Park benches that are ideally placed, sweet little garden gazebos, places like this, love it all. Love a waterfall landscape, all of this stuff. So yeah, let's see, overall 68 colors in this. This is a 80 by 60 centimeter. And I think I said this is by Yuri Krushch, is the artist of all this. So yeah, I guess let's take a look here. I think I've pretty much given you an overview of everything that's in here. It's like the deer, the butterfly, the gazebo, and then it's basically just flowers blooming, bursting everywhere. Looks like there's a cherry tree maybe up in there. Some roses, it looks like, up in front of it. This looks like, I don't know, maybe some lavender and heather mixed in, maybe. And then let me take a look at the picture again. Okay, in the picture it looks like these might be some sort of tulips down in here. These look like, I forget what they're called. Fire bush, is that it? Kind of similar to that. Yeah, just a lot of tropical nests going on. And then naturally you have your sort of jungle vibe up there. There's some palms coming down here, fronds, and then your waterfall. And then it comes down into a little pool down here. That's the overall feel of all this. So let's get into the colors. Specials. Are there any specials on this? Yes, there are 3 ABs, it looks like, and 3 diamond dusts. Let's see. And I did get this in squares because I think this one, that's all it's offered in. So this is the white, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. This is the white diamond dust squares. So I'm guessing that's probably, let me see, those. I'm guessing that's probably, yeah, that's going to be around the waterfall foam here and a little up top there. Looks like there's also a little bit in the bird wing up here. Huh, that's interesting. They also included a little on the deer. And then there's a whole bunch on the edging of the gazebo. So I'm hoping it's going to show up. I don't know. I don't hate diamond dust, but I am on the team of being a little underwhelmed by it, simply because whenever I open a kit with it, I always got to look really close to see if it is actually in there, as far as like the speckle, to make sure it's not just a standard drill. So if I got to look that hard to see if it's a sparkle drill, I don't know. I'm a little bit underwhelmed as far as it being a special effect on a canvas, but I don't hate it. It's just I usually feel like I have to enhance it with something else, like an actual AB, stronger AB. So that's one of them. Okay, let me see. See what the other ones look like. All right, let's do it this way. I don't know where the other ABs are, so I guess we'll run into them as we go through the other ones, but I'll give you an idea of the color palette here. I'm sure as hell not going to read off every DMC number because there's like, what, 60 something, 68 colors in this. We'll be here for like an hour. So yeah, just giving you a general run by of the colors. Naturally, since this is sort of a lush garden kind of feel, there's going to be a lot of vibrancy in all of this. A lot of good mix. Is that one? No. Still trying to figure out where the other specials are. I'm not sure. Might have to go back and check. Not surprisingly, since this is Dreamer Designs, there is a crazy amount of shine just even on the standard drills. A little bit of 90s tone on this one. Those colors coming through. Interesting. I kind of like those two colors next to each other. Where are the other specials, though? Oh, okay. I think I spotted them. Where's the... Hold on. Okay, so I showed you the white diamond dust. So the other diamond dust is 66 and 67. Okay, so you get some of this reddish color. This is your other diamond dust. And then the 60, what was it? 66 and 67. Okay, so also this yellow is a diamond dust. Although, like I've said, it's really hard to get it to pick up just right on camera. But that's what it's listed as, is these two colors here are your other two diamond dust ones. This is just standard 5200 as far as I can tell. And then you have 3 ABs. So you have this sort of light purple tone AB. Show you guys. Flip it this way so the bar is out of the way. Can you see the, let me try it this way. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up any easier with the diamond dust, but Go ahead and put it in front of the camera and see what picks up. So yeah, those are the 2 diamond dusts, and your 3 ABs are this light purplish color AB. And then you get a yellow AB, standard kind of primary yellow AB, and then you get a pink AB, which is, it's coming off as a really light pink on camera, but it's actually closer to like a cotton candy pink. I don't know if I can, yeah, it's still coming off really light on camera, but yeah, that's sort of a, it is a light pink, but on the darker side in person. And then some more browns to close that out. So that's your color palette on Waterfall Retreat. I'll check it again tonight and see if they've, I don't know, surprisingly restocked it or something. But when I checked it last night, it was saying that it was already out of stock. But as I said, I'll put the link down below. You can check it. And then if you're really into this one, I would recommend doing the email notification. And I'm pretty sure that they would do a pretty quick turnaround on this, because this one was crazy popular. In past canvases, since I do look at the website quite a bit, there are a number of canvases on Dreamer Designs that are actively in stock right now that they have listed as new, that they've had on their website for at least a good year. But they do restocks on them. So whenever they do a restock, they'll list it as new again for some reason. Because there's stuff on there that I noticed the other day when I was going through canvases. I noticed they have like the new bar over the image. I'm like, you've had that for like at least a good 8 months. But yeah, that's it for this one. So yeah, keep an eye on it if you're into it. If I'm looking around on the site and I notice it comes back in stock, I will put a notification on the community tab so everyone knows about that. And that's it. My voice is getting a little tired, so I'm gonna give it a rest for now and come back sometime later. So thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by, and we will talk soon. Bye guys.